Hey guys, welcome to another espresso. A lot of people I've spoken with coming to 25, thinking about work, career, what do they want to do. I saw a really interesting stat. Let me share it with you. Only 24% of global workers feel confident they have the skills needed for career advancement. As we start to navigate 2025 and people start to think about what that looks like, I wanted to give a few insights, some tips, some tricks, some strategies about what you can do to position yourself in the best way for 25. 3 amazing things that you need to do to position yourself in the right way, whether you're transitioning career, whether you want to advance your career, whether you want to get that next leadership role. So number 1 for me, stay informed. Sounds simple. The amount of people I speak with in very senior positions or whatever they are in the workforce, and they're just not aware of what's going on in their sector, globally, AI trends, amount of people that haven't even utilized some of these tools available like ChatGPT, Gemini, Anthropic. Most people can't even tell you the 3 largest language models. They couldn't tell you use cases. I mean, it's crazy. So there's no excuse, and it's so easy to stay informed now. You can literally jump on your best AI tool. Most of them have even voice to text, and you can be like, "Hey, ChatGPT, give me the top 5 biggest trends this year," or what's the news, something like that. I mean, there's just no excuse not to know what's going on. So stay informed, macro, and then also micro, like what's going on in your industry. What are some of the things that are going on? What are some of the trends? Do you know, if you're transitioning, do you know what the 10 fastest growing jobs are right now? Did you read the World Economic Forum's report on 2030 fastest growing jobs? Just kind of dive into all of that stuff. One of the things right now, and even the last few years, is the information is so easily available now. It's not difficult to find stuff. It's not difficult to stay informed. It's not difficult to see what's going on in your sector. It's not difficult to see what your worth is in the market. All of those things are quite easy to do. And you can just spend 5 minutes a day jumping on and just learning. And let me give you one example. A friend of mine, and I've shared this example before, but for those that haven't seen it or heard the story before, a friend of mine was going for a big job. And they did a lot of video interviews. They got they got to this final round, and it was 2 people, and they said you're one of 2, and they invited them into the office. So they went into the office, and this office was quite old school, and he had to write in the book that his name, who he was coming to see, what time, and stuff like that. He was given 2 times. He took the second time. He went in. He was writing in, signing himself in, and the person above, he was seeing the same person he was seeing the time before. It was quite clear that was the other candidate. So he went back to sit down. He took out his iPad. He opened ChatGPT, and he said, "These 2 people, so me and this other person, are interviewing for this job. Here's the job description. We're meeting this person. Here's the LinkedIn profile of the interviewer. Give me the key differences between us, what I should focus on the interview, etc., etc." Now, I'm not saying that's the only reason he nailed it and got the job, but it doesn't hurt to be prepared. Number 2 for me, showcasing your expertise. So if you want to get to your first leadership role, let's say, and you're moving into a place suddenly where these jobs typically aren't advertised. Some people call it the hidden job market. So if it's a search firm, you need to know me, or you need to be found by me, or you need to be known or found by another search firm, whoever's doing the search. Or if it's been done internally by, a TA function or by the hiring manager, whoever it might be, again, they need to either know you or find you. And so now it's suddenly thinking through, well, how do you get known? And what are some of the strategies to put yourself in the best position to be found and stuff? So a few things that you can do, like actionable things. Clearly, number 1's LinkedIn. You can tailor it, bespoke it, get your AI to ask it to make sure that the LinkedIn Recruiter AI tool powered by GPT will find you. Because again, think of this, right? If it's an internal recruiter or an external recruiter, by and large, most of them will jump on LinkedIn Recruiter to find people for their long list of candidates that they want to approach for a job. So you want to be found by them. So you get the phone call. So you need to really make sure that you have all the keywords in your LinkedIn profile. So the LinkedIn AI will find you, it will come up high in someone's list, and then you'll get contacted. It's really important. Otherwise, you're just not going to get found. So that's one thing. Secondly is go and connect with people in your space, people that you might want to work with. Make sure you've been really good at like staying in touch with ex-colleagues, with clients, just everyone, right? Like this is professional networking. There's like a gray area between like, like business friends and like friends and contacts and, all this kind of stuff. Like for me, it's just so great to collect, collect friends, but, just like stay in touch with people because a lot of opportunities will come through that. I had a great quote over Christmas. It's not mine, unfortunately, but it goes something like, opportunity dances for those already on the dance floor. Great quote. And it's true. So the point is like be in the game, like connect with people, comment on people's content, like people's content, like spend like 5 minutes a day with a cup of coffee, like 5 people's posts, comment on 5 people's posts, connect with 5 people, message 5 mates, try and get some, some catch ups and stuff. Even if you're deep into a role and you're really, really happy, it's worth doing. Like it's so good to do, and it gives you, and it makes you visible. There was a guy I spoke to the other day, and he called me up and he was like, "Can't believe that, my colleague got the phone call for this big leadership role in a competitor firm, and they got the job, and I'm way better than them, and it's like it's just graceful. I can't believe it." And I'm like, they don't, if no one knows you, and you're hiding in the corner and you're not being active, you're not going to get the call. And often at this level, like getting into leadership level, it's not always like technically the best person that gets a job. There's many other factors that go into it. Human skills, your ability to like make friends with people, influence people. A lot of it is this like soft human skills. And this other person, they were very good at networking. They spent time with people. They were there for others. Maybe they weren't as technically as good as this other person, but they got the phone call and they got the job. And if you think about it, you look around at some people in these big jobs and, you might think, well, hold on, they're not like the best at that, but they're the best at some things. And a lot of the time, if you want to get these things, you have to be visible. You want to get the phone call. A lot of people, again, like you speak with them, like, how'd you get that job? Oh, I used to work with this person and they'd got another job and they called me. It was my old boss. They called me. So it's just really worth staying in touch, being there for people, making yourself valuable, doing the best job you can, working hard, having a great ground game, all of those kind of things. So if you do all of those things, you kind of start to put yourself in a really good position. Now, number 3, this is networking. Authentically, networking is not selling. The amount of messages I get. I got a message from a friend the other day. I'll say a friend, like I knew this guy like when I was 16 at school. We stayed in touch a little bit on social media and stuff, but nothing crazy. And he just sent me a message over Christmas, and he's like, "Lewis, looking for a new job. When can we speak?" And I'm like, "Come on, mate. Like, at least pretend you care how I am. Hope you're doing well, whatever." So my point is, like, just don't wait until you really need people to network, right? Because it's not really networking. What you're often doing is just trying to. It feels salesy. It doesn't feel authentic, right? It's like you want something. Now, I've got nothing wrong with that, right? But it's very different when you're making an effort with people to stay in touch, not because you want something, just because, right? You're there for people and you're doing it regularly. Then it's a very different conversation, because then it's like, "Hey, mate, I really need your help." "No problem. How can I help?" And the world works with the reciprocity. People like doing things for people that do things for them. It feels good. People want to help people. But sometimes there's this line of like, if it comes across as like disingenuous, not authentic, salesy, you're just taking, you're not there for people when they need you, you'll find people won't be there for you. When you're networking for this kind of context, in that, maybe you need work, you're looking for a new job, it's around careers and stuff like that. There's a lot of value in like having like integrating this networking just into your game, like the whole time. Like, don't just wait. Don't be like, "Oh, I'm so busy. I don't really need to reach out to folks." And it's so valuable. It's like, think of it as just like, long-term investing. It's like in relationships, in people, and it helps just for everything. Do that, and you're going to and then you'll put yourself in a really good spot. Hope all that helps, and see you soon.